looking a mess, baby. Oh, let me turn up my volume because I don't know if that affects whether you can hear me or not. But hello, everyone. Welcome to the live. And today we're getting into how to make wine, aka prison hooch. So, there's a lot of calculations that go into it, and I have done the calculations so that you don't have to. I have already did the research on what to buy, where to buy it from, and how much everything is going to cost. So I'm going to break all of that down now. The first thing you will need to do, because I'm going to be quick about it, I don't want it to be a clickbait. The first thing you're going to need to do is go to Amazon and purchase this. Then you're going to need to go to like Walmart and purchase this or any other 100% juice. So it must be 100% juice. You cannot use anything unless it's 100% juice. Okay, I just like this brand, and plus it's fall, so it's like giving October-y, November-y fall vibes, you know, like apple pie season or whatever. So I'm using this one. I like, my favorite flavor of this is the kiwi strawberry, which I have done this before. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. But I'm also going to give you guys a breakdown of the measurements that you should use, because I only have the measurements of a cup, like in cups and milliliters, and a tablespoon that you eat with. So I don't have like measuring cup, like measuring tablespoons or teaspoons or nothing like that, because it's like you don't really need it. I have done the research for, I have done the research for the amount that you should use. This will make a 5.5 gallons of wine. It will give you a 14% alcohol content. But since I'm only using 1 gallon of juice, I have to like do the math, and I'll do the math towards the end when I'm done. I have to do the math to make sure that I use the correct amount of this in here to make sure that the yeast reacts to the sugar. So I also had to do some math on this too, because the amount of sugar that the yeast requires in order to work, because it's really the yeast versus sugar that is going to make this delicious, okay? And I have a bowl, because you're going to need to pour some of this out. I have a pot, because you're going to need to heat this up just a little bit. You can't get crazy or you'll kill the yeast. So right now in my apartment, it is 71 degrees, right? So the heat ratio for this, and all the instructions are on the back. This cost me like less than $10 on Amazon. This is the brand here. And it tells you on the back that the temperature should be 68 degrees through 86 degrees, right? So, and it will turn in 24 hours, okay? So I've used this before, it's pretty good. See this lock right here is this one right here. I'm not doing it with you today, okay? I'm already out here needing a retwist and stuff if you want to act fat, excuse me. So this is for, like, for example, if you wanted to use this whole pack, you would have to go and get a bucket. So it tells you on the back, you need to pour this in a 7.9 gallon bucket and pour all of this in there. It tells you how to do it from scratch with water though. It tells you need 13 pounds of sugar, which I have done the calculations already. I have them in my phone and stuff. I'll tell you about them later. But for this, I'll need 2.5 pounds of sugar. So I'm gonna get, I need 2.5 cups of sugar, because it already has like 400 and something grams. I had to convert grams to sugar. It's like deep. So I'm gonna get the sugar now and put it in here. And then I'm gonna pour some of this out. I'm gonna pour some of it in here, kind of heat it up a little bit, and only just a little bit in here, so that you can pour it in here with the rest, and then put the yeast in. Then what you're gonna wanna do after that is cover this up. You're gonna need, I'm gonna open this now, but you're gonna wanna cover this up. Thank you for the light, appreciate you. Let me put this. You're gonna wanna cover this up so that it can like incubate. So, because it's gonna be hot and warm and stuff like that. And I'm gonna make sure you guys can see everything that's going on. Okay, maybe I just need to push this back. Push back a little bit. Oh, what did I do? Okay, camera's back on. Yeah, so y'all can kind of see the cooking surface and stuff. Okay. So I got the whole gallon. I gotta pour some of this out, because also too it's gonna fizz. So let me pour. I'll say to like the first ring. Oh, we got them skills. I almost made it. And then you're not gonna return that into the container. This is like off to the side. Maybe you got some kids and want some regular juice or something. We growing up in here, okay? So now, like, you got this much in here. Oh my goodness, please do not tell. Okay, that's plastic. Look, y'all, I thought the bottle was cracked. I was finna trip. Because it's important that you make sure there's no cracks, no holes or nothing. I learned this from an old white dude on YouTube, y'all. And I learned it like over a year ago, and I've just been doing it here and there, you know. If I want a different flavor, if I'm tired of going to that store over there, you know what I'm saying? And really, like, most of the time, hold on, let me show you something else too. Most of the time, like back in the day when I was only getting food stamps and stuff like that, like, my husband wasn't working and stuff like that, we only had food stamps, so I am a homemaker, balling on a budget, okay? So back in the day, I used to use regular yeast. Look at that. You could use regular yeast if you don't have this. But with the regular yeast packets, I would use the smaller ones like this and still pour it out the same, everything the same. I would add only 1 cup of sugar to the smaller ones with 1 pack of this. And it still worked the same. But the only thing is, if you use this one, it takes longer. It has more of a smell, it stinks. But I'm gonna show you guys today everything, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow to see if it's a flop or a mop. It's gonna be a mop though, period, because I've been doing this. I ain't new to this, I'm true to this, okay? I got a routine. I was gonna let y'all see my routine, but I was like, do I want to be judged today? I don't think so. So it's none of your business what I do every day. As long as I can afford to do it, okay? So anyways, yeah. So this is another option for you if you don't have the $10 to go on Amazon and get this. But the thing about this is, this will make 5 gallons. So this was like $5. So initially, you'll start off with spending like $15. Everybody got sugar in their house. If you ain't got sugar in your house, like, I don't know. And watch me come back, y'all. I ain't even got enough sugar. No, but it's okay. If you don't have sugar, this is the thing. You're just not going to get a high enough alcohol content. It's going to be a lower alcohol content. Like a Barefoot or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to hit the way that it would if it was like 14, like a Capriccio, which... shout out to Capriccio, okay? Because those is good. But anyways, let me get this sugar together. Don't come for my sugar bag. I got kids, okay? Mind your business. Dang, Shoot, I need 2.5 and it's falling out the bottom. 2.5 cups of sugar for this one. Ooh. Alright, we're just gonna go with, alright, we're gonna go with what we got, okay? We're gonna go with what we got. Look, I was talking that junk. And here we go, we ain't even got enough. But that's okay. That's okay, that's okay. It's okay, my friend. Because honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you, like, we real conscious over here about what we put in our body. So sugar is not one of those things that we like downing. You know what I'm saying? We drink Crystal Lights over here. Like, there's no Kool-Aid making over here. You know what I'm saying? We don't really need sugar for much. Hold on, I gotta sweep this up real quick because some of it kind of like fell on the floor. And I don't want to just be walking around on those sugar crumbs. I can't stand sugar crumbs or salt crumbs. It's like, boy, them things add right up. Nobody got time for that. So yeah, let me just sweep this. I'm not doing that. Some of it was falling out the bottom. Okay. So, now that we have poured some of this out, we got, oh my goodness, I told y'all I got kids. Hold on. Because I'm seeing clumps and bumps in here that's not going in my drink. Like, what is going on? Stuff from coffee. You know how the kids get the sugar and just do whatever to the sugar, don't care, put a wet spoon in it. I don't know, I guess when you a mom, stuff hit different. You be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm about to just do me. But anyways, yes. So, now I got the sugar. Now, as you can see, I don't really have, okay, cups is over here. Oh, it's on both sides, okay. So as you can see, I don't really have the full 2.5 cups, but that's okay. Because we don't even have the full gallon either. Ow. Okay? We don't even have the full gallon, so that's okay. So now keep your spoon dry. Okay? Keep the spoon dry. This is important. This part, you have, oh wait, whoa, Felicia, whoa. Saw something in there that's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Okay, so at this point, you know, it ain't nothing but some coffee. So at this point, you're gonna pour the sugar in here. Oh my goodness. I don't got a funnel or nothing. I am so unprepared. Okay, please just go slow. Don't just take off. Okay, it's going in there good, y'all. It's the last thing I need is to not even have enough sugar and then the sugar spill everywhere. Ain't nobody got time. Okay, so we pour the sugar inside. You know what I should have did first? I should have heated it up a little bit, but honestly, it doesn't really matter either way because there's already sugar inside of this. So it doesn't really matter. You just can't keep it on for too long. You just really can't. You can't do too much. So now that I got this in here, this is the kicker. Before, I used to like stab a hole in it so it could burp itself and like let the air out. Now the sugar, you gotta shake until the sugar is dissolved. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you're new, welcome. This is a free speech zone. See, now I gotta wipe this table off because I like I said, I can't stand crumbs on no table or no floor. Crummy at, you know, I don't even go. Let me just try to get over this up real quick. Okay. And honestly, The best sugar to use is the turbine sugar, the unbleached sugar, the organic sugar, the original sugar that costs like $10 a thing because it's unprocessed. Now you really have to make sure all of it is mixed down. You could just wait and see at the bottom what pieces come down. If it's stuff floating still, you gotta keep shaking. I'm tired. I gotta get it together, y'all. That's why I'm going to the gym. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm going to the gym today. Okay, you gotta shake it. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe, it's free. I'm trying to get up to 500 subscribers. Okay, so now we got that done. Okay, for the most part, because you know what? Sugar dissolves in water. Sugar dissolves in water, so it'll be fine. Now the next step is to take this, pour a little bit in there. This is just to heat up the this. Let me go get the jacket that I'm gonna wrap around this. Can you please hit the thumbs up, double tap the screen? It's completely free. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm not monetized yet, but that is a goal. But for now, my goal is to get to 500 subscribers. I really appreciate it. If you guys like this video enough, I will come back and I will make different flavors for you guys. Show you different brands you can use. As long as they say 100% juice, you can use them. Thank you for the like. So I'm going to go get a jacket, literally a jacket to put around this. I'll be right back. Y'all, I know this seems... Yes, I'm going to put a jacket, a literal jacket on the juice because it's like an incubation type of thing. It got to cook. So now we're going to go over here to the stove. Hold on, let me bring you. Okay. So now we at the stove. Okay, you can see the stove. Okay, so now we at the stove. I'm about to put this on low. Put it on low. This is just this. Oops. Let me use this one in the back because this one. No, I want y'all to see it. Okay. So you put it on low. This is just to warm it up a little bit so that when the yeast go into it, it can be activated like nicely. Because my temperature in here is, what I say, 71? 71. Hold on. Because my son got to come out here. I don't want him on camera. Okay, go. Bro. Come on, go, so I can turn on my video. Thank you. Like I said, this is the grown-up party, okay? So, I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like. Let me turn on this light. Yeah, I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like when it's done. Because it's only supposed to be just warm enough. It cannot be too hot. If it's too hot, it will kill the yeast. That's why it's important to watch the temperature. And that's why I only used a little bit of it so that I could pour it back into the apple juice so that it can cool off kind of immediately and not be too hot. Because remember on the instructions, it say 68 to 86 or 87 or something like that degrees. So, yeah, that's why I did it like that. It's only a little bit in here. It's just going to get a little hot. You know, I'm old school or whatever. So, finna see how hot that is. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. And, yeah. It's real simple to make. The tricky part is doing the math for dividing the gallons to from dividing it to where you know the measurements from 5.5 gallons to 1 gallon. You have to do all of that math, which I'm gonna do, like I said, at the end and show you. And then once you get that math for the liquid gallon, now you have to do the math for the yeast ratio from 5 gallons to 1 gallon. Then after you do the yeast ratio, then you have to do the sugar ratio too from 5 gallons, because 5.5 gallons, they want you to use 13 pounds of sugar, okay? I use the Juicy Juice. It got 27 grams of sugar. Hi, Joanna. I am making apple wine or hooch, homemade. This is for the people who, okay, I think this is, no, let me do it a little longer. This is for the people that want to do something homemade flavor for, ooh, why can't I see the chats? All message are this. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was not seeing none of y'all messages. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Francis, sorry. How come oh, I don't like this one. I don't like this one. How come I can't see all the messages the whole time? No, the juice is not cold. It's like room temperature. So, I just need the jacket for after I do everything, because the yeast is going to activate and it's going to start to heat it up itself too. Somehow, I don't know how that works, but it works. Because another thing I'm going to teach y'all is that if you put the lid on too tight, it could explode. So it's going to stretch the bottle and explode. So it's like an activation process that's actively going on in there. Okay. So you see how it's just starting to steam? I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? It's just starting to steam. So, okay. It's just right before it's, hold on. So let me see. It's starting to steam. You see it? Just before it hit that boil, you got to get it up out of there. You got to get it up out of there as soon as it starts to hit that boil. It's steaming a little bit. You can't don't let it boil. Now hit it back in here. Ooh, this is dangerous. Okay. See, I don't know if you can see the steam a little bit. It was just starting to steam. You can't let it get to a boil. It's going to be too hot. Imagine 86 degrees weather outside. That's what you need it to be. If you fancy, hold on. If you real fancy or whatever, you can, if you real fancy, why is this not, hold on, let me just see something, because, sir, this is not what the live is about, but hopefully you subscribe to the channel or whatever. Okay. So, you could feel it. It's not too hot. It still feel okay. Boom. So now I'm using one of these because I don't have the little measuring things. But ChatGTP, listen. ChatGTP will break it all down to you, okay? You do have to do a little math, but the ChatGTP can do the math for you, but it's a little confusing for me if the ChatGTP does the math. I'd rather do the math myself. So what I'm gonna do is do this. Hold on, I gotta check my notes because I had did the measurements already. I just gotta see the amount of yeast that I need while using, the amount of yeast that I need while using a tape, because this is equal to like 2 or 3 tablespoons, basically, of the little measuring spoons. So I would say, I'm gonna say this is like 2.5. When you fill it up, because I'm gonna dip it in there, I don't care. Hold on, let me go to my measurements, because I had already, and I had notes too, which those are the notes that I'm gonna go over at the end. Okay, yeast. No, I don't have it there. Okay, it's in ChatGPT. Okay. 2 to 3, and I need, and then also you have to be specific if you're gonna look through ChatGPT to figure some of this stuff out. You have to be specific because the density of sugar and the density of the yeast are quite different. So it's gonna measure differently, if that makes any sense, you know? Hold on. I gotta go up, yeast, 1 ounce. Okay, so for this you need 1.5 ounces of yeast, okay? So about 1.5 ounces of yeast. So that's 13 to 14 teaspoons or 4.5 tablespoons. So I'm gonna have to do this like this, hold on, with this one. So I'm gonna do two dips of this in here. And I should do 3 just in case. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm doing 3. I don't care. I'm doing 3 because I need this to mop. I need this to mop, okay? So I'm doing 3. I don't care. Do you. You just do you and I'ma do me. Hey, I'ma do me. I'ma do me. Wanna see how it's done? Then watch me do me. I ain't gonna hold you. And then peep this. I want another gallon. All I gotta do is go spend $5. And I'm gonna have to give me some more sugar. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta wait till my husband come home from work though to get that sugar, baby. Okay, this I was not counting on this. Okay, I was not counting on this to be something. Let me open this up a little more because that's probably the problem. That this is not open enough. How many did I say I was gonna do? Oh my goodness. Hold on, I need to step real quick. Oh my goodness. Oh, I gotta look again because I'm trying to. Did I say I was doing 4? I can't take it. 4.5 tablespoons. Did I say I was doing 3? What did I say I was doing? Oh my goodness. Did I? Oh, 3. Thank you so much because oh my goodness, this is crazy. All right. It's gonna be a mess. I don't like these crumbs. Okay, you gotta be careful, y'all. It's getting serious. And yeast is a bacteria too. Yo, don't yeast really look like a bacteria too? Okay, that's 1. We got 1 in there. Oh my goodness. It's going crazy already. It's going crazy. All right, we got 1. We got 2. Oh, I'm gonna have to sleep. Okay. So we got 3. Okay. I'm gonna just do a little sprinkle splash in here. Because you know, you could just play it by ear. We old school over here. Like, I don't care about none of that. So at this point, I gotta sleep, y'all. I can't do it right now. Hold on. Just give me a second real quick. I gotta get this up. I can't do it. Hold on. So, if I would have knew that I was gonna have to be stressed out about whether I could see the comments or not, I would not have did it on here. I would have got on my phone. Because this is extra right here. You can't see a comment. I can't see the comments. Okay. So, okay. I gotta still wipe this thing off. Okay. So at this point right now, you can still close it all the way. You can close it all the way. You see how it's reacting? I don't know if y'all can see it or not. The yeast was not looking like that. Now you shake it. Oh my goodness, I'm scared. At some point, it's gonna have like a fizz where it's like from shaking it. Now you see how the yeast has changed the color, right? Pay attention to the color because this is how you're gonna know if it's done. If you use regular yeast instead of this yeast, this is for this specifically. But you can also use this, and then I'm also gonna tell you how. Hi Flora, welcome, welcome. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for your support. If you use this yeast, now I'm gonna leave it closed so y'all can hear it, so you can know that it's go time, baby. Like a bartender. Okay. Look at the color. So you see it now, it's different, right? Most of the yeast is gonna like kind of dissolve into it. I gotta wipe this up, I can't do it. Let me get a sip. Guys, it's super quick, super easy. All you gotta do is just wait. It's gonna start getting a little hot. It's not gonna get crazy hot, but it's gonna get a little warm. You're gonna see what it's doing. You know what I'm saying? Dang, I wanna heat this up a little bit and pour it back in there, because this ain't it. This is not it. I should do it too. Like, oh wait, I think it's getting a little, hold on, let's see if you can hear it. You heard it? It was like pop. Like how you twist the thing and then the pop is like, did y'all hear it? Put in the chat if you heard it. It's apple. I'm making apple wine, or AKA hooch. This is how you make wine. It gotta be 100% juice. You can use this. It's like $10 on Amazon. It makes 5 gallons. Or you can use just regular yeast. But I think this one carries the flavor better. And yeah. So I'm also going to, thank you. I'm also going to teach you guys how to make I'm also going to teach you guys how to make it if you went to prison. I know. And if you go to prison, so there's multiple ways that you can make this. You could make this with real fruit and the yeast, but you need a cheesecloth. This is the cheapest, quickest way to make it. Budget friendly. And we talked about that, okay? So now so remember I told you about the cap, right? Remember how you heard the sound when I opened it, right? That's because it needs to be able, some air needs to be able to escape. So you see how I could go like this with the top, but it's not all the way open? That's how much you need to leave open. It can't be closed all the way because it'll explode. And it's working fast because it's 24 hours. The other one, if you use this one, it take longer too. It take like 4 or 5 days or something for it to be good. And then you got to be careful because it could turn it into vinegar. So this could be turned into apple cider vinegar if I leave it too long. So that's why I got to be careful. All right. So just like 2 turns, it's open, the air can come out. Okay. It's not going to, you can squeeze it and see the top come up, you good. Or if you do want to leave it closed, you could punch a hole in it, but who doing all of that? So now we got to put this bad boy in a blanket, okay? You got to keep it out of so you have to keep it out of direct sunlight. Hold on, let me see. Okay, you got to keep it out of direct sunlight. You want the pressure to be in here a little bit because that's what's going to help it. Okay. Now we're going to put this big in a jacket. I wonder if I can make it so I can see the comments. I don't know. Okay, we got to zip her up. I know, y'all. I know. Basically, kind of put the hood on, but not all the way. And just, you know, keep it tucked up. I'm finna go put it somewhere in a cut where it's like not gonna be, well, it don't even matter if it's cold or not because I got the hoodie on it. Oh, hi, how are you? Israelite. So I'm making some apple wine, or like hooch. It's homemade. It's just fermented juice, basically, you know. Oh, I'm great. Thanks for asking. So this is done now. This is done. And all I gotta do is wait 24 hours. Let's put a timer on. I'm gonna be back here tomorrow in 24 hours. First, I'm gonna give y'all the breakdowns. Then I'm gonna tell you how to make the hooch. And I'm only gonna be on here for like an hour. And I'm gonna tell you how to make the hooch. I'm gonna give you the breakdown of all the numbers and stuff like that for this. Because like I said, that bag of yeast is for if you're making 5 gallons in a 7-gallon bucket. So I don't even know where I'm about to put this. I can't put it in my room, the AC on in here. Let me put this up here until these kids don't touch my stuff. Okay? What? Huh? I don't care, mind your business. This is grown folks, okay? Kids nosy. You know what I'm saying? Like, kid. The first miracle Jesus made was he turned water into wine. Let's talk about it then, okay? Let's talk about it. Okay? No judgment zone over here. Live your life how you want, baby. So, okay. If you don't, let me get the table so y'all can see. So this whole batch cost me $15 to make. This is $10 on Amazon. You can go buy this just in case you guys want to see that. It's $10 on Amazon. Not even, it's like 9 something. Oh wait, tax probably. But yeah, like $10 on Amazon. And you can make 5 gallons out of this. So, yeah. I've done this before, so I already know how it's going to turn out. It's going to turn out good. I'm going to let you know tomorrow, too. And I'm going to show you. Remember the color that it was. It was like foggy and stuff like that. When it's done processing, it's going to go clear. So if you use this kind, it's the same thing. When you use this one, use 1 packet for the small Juicy Juice containers. And then put 1 cup of sugar in the Juicy Juice. Ah, that was my lock. Oh, it tickled. Use 1 cup of water in the Juicy Juice container. I mean, not 1 cup of water. 1 cup of sugar in the Juicy Juice container. This one is gonna take you a couple days, or I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like 5 days. 5 days. This one, where's the other one? This one only gonna take you 24 hours. So, you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to end up heating up some more of this juice and putting it in there because it's not gonna really, I'm about to do it. Hold on. Let's go, because you know what? I just feel like, look at my, hold on. Shoot. Okay, here we go. Alright. Because I just feel like it's not even that real. Like, I took too much out, honestly. It could have some more in there. Like, let's not be stingy with the juice, you know? Let me see what you say. You say you didn't know how to. Oh, like, what you mean? Packs like this or packs like this? Yeah, you can buy these right online. There's this guy online that you could buy a whole distillery and make moonshine. He won a couple thousand for a real good one. One day I may invest, but for now, some Juicy Juice is my friend, okay? So yes, right on Amazon, see? You can make your own. So this package also gives you the directions on the back for making it from scratch with water. But if you make it from scratch with water, you're gonna have to pay for your own sugar. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay for your own sugar. You're gonna have to pay for your fruit to give it a flavor. And that's why this way is the most efficient and economical way to make it. With the Juicy Juice that already got 27 grams of sugar per serving. There's 16 servings in the gallon. That's like 400 and something grams of sugar. For the gallon, you need like 900 grams of sugar. That's why you need to add the 2.5 cups or 2 cups, you know, of sugar, because it's really the sugar and the, hold on, let me get some more of this juice. It's really the sugar and the yeast going at each other to make it. And then one thing I will say with the hold on. One thing that I will say with this yeast, if you're not careful and you don't stop the process right away by separating the yeast from the liquid, it will turn into like a vinegar. Whatever flavor you got in there, it will be vinegar. So like I have apple. If I were to use this one, it will still do the same job as this one. But it will turn, if I don't stop the process when it's completely done, it will turn into like apple cider vinegar. Yeah. So, because it's fermented. That's what vinegar is. It's like fermented like water. Like pickles, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. So this is what I originally started out with. Then I have upgraded to this. I was watching somebody on YouTube and they was doing it and I was like, ooh, that's smart. You know, instead of giving them people my cash, you know, to go get some wine, you know, I'm like, So yeah, this one, and I just did the measurements for this to, yeah, I did the measurements for this so that I can just make 1 gallon instead of being required to make 5 gallons. I made notes of all the measurements so that you guys could see for yourself. Because the gallon is going to be the same amount of grams. The same amount of grams at every time. It's always going to be the same. So, yeah. But yep, that's how you make the apple cider vinegar. The same process, but let it go longer. And it's going to be disgusting too, because that happened to me one time. I was like, yo, but I already knew that it could happen, but I just didn't think it was going to happen. But it happened. I was like, man, because I had made like 4 or 5 bottles at a time. So that, you know, I made them one day I did, second day I made another one, third day. So, I mean, I ain't telling y'all all my business. I'm not telling y'all all of my business, but I did it, okay? I did. And I had so much of it that I was like, shoot, I ain't take that one last bottle out and separate it, because that's the next thing. You need like another gallon jug to separate. So tomorrow I'll show you. Tomorrow is going to be so once everything is going to settle down to the bottom, and you're gonna need another bottle. Shoot, and I just poured a gallon bottle away too. I just threw it away. Yes, that's why I have the jacket on it. That's why I heated up some of this. It's a little warm. I'm gonna let it work some more. That's why I have the jacket on it. That's why I only did the top a little bit so I could squeeze it and the top can go up and down a little bit so that it can burp itself, like release the gases inside, because if not, then it's gonna explode. And that's why I have the warm, just enough where it's like, it's warm, but it ain't too hot, you know? It's not too hot, because if you make the liquid too hot, it'll kill the yeast and you won't get nothing. So you gotta be careful. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I was like, ooh, I learned how to do this. I was like, baby, this is a skill. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yes. Okay, so this is done. I'm gonna let me bring this over here. I'm gonna bring it out too. kids in the room being nosy. They don't really know nothing, but oh well. So let me get this back down because I am going to add some more because yeah. I agree with that. I've always been a firm believer of everything in moderation and stuff too, you know. Let me just take this out. So you see the color of this? Everything is going to go down to the bottom when it's done, and then you're gonna be able to see. You're gonna be able to see. It's gonna be clear like the original apple juice. It's gonna be clear like the original apple juice, but it's gonna be some tangy apple juice. Okay. That's all it is. When you think about wine, it's rotten grapes. Rotten or fermented, however you want to say it, it's the same thing. Just like a pickle. Think about a pickle when it starts getting rotten, but it's not inside something that is fermented. Like that the fermented liquid. Okay, that's way too much. I put too much in there. See, because it's going to start to foam up and stuff. Hurry up and mix that so that, okay, and then you might hear it. You heard it? It's like pop. Oh, that's what actual real pop is. Real pop is fermented. That's what real pop is. Real pop is not, that's why the sugar level in pop is so high, because it's actually rotten. Fermented is the same as rotten. I don't care what nobody say. It's rotten. It's not fresh. You know what I'm saying? Fresh apple juice is cold pressed apple juice, or, you know, juiced apple juice. You know what I'm saying? Oh yes, I agree. I agree with you there. I definitely agree with you there. Make some people smile on a bad day. For real. Call it something else, like if the apocalypse come or something. Call it a special type of juice. So hopefully this will not overflow, because it's kind of high. Y'all, I really turned up on that one. I shouldn't even have put that much in there, but I did. And then also too, you want to keep it out the sunlight. So that's why I'm trying to make sure that it's really covered up. Okay, so it should be good. So we got 24 hours. Did I set the timer? I did not. So we have finished the hooch. So now if you do it, all right, so let's talk about these instructions on the back. They give a full instructions on the back of what to do. So if you wanted to use this whole pack, you would have to go to like Home Depot and get like a bucket. So it's a lot involved if you don't just use the apple juice container. It's a lot involved. So I'm gonna read the back of it. So the sugar addition is 13 pounds. Yeast pitching temperature below 90 degrees. Fermentation time at 68 degrees is 24 hours. It might be done a little bit quicker, but I'm gonna give it the whole 24 hours. And the approximate alcohol content is 14. Hi, welcome. Hi, Ruby. We made some apple wine or fermented apple juice. So this is the yeast that I used. I used some sugar. I heated up the apple juice. I shook it. If you watch the replay, you'll be able to see everything step by step on how to do it. If you don't have the yeast, you can use regular yeast, but it just takes longer. This only takes 24 hours. You can get this on Amazon for like 10 bucks. and it has to be 100% juice. Okay? So I'm going to finish reading the directions. It says, use to ferment sugar up to 14 ABV. That's like the percentage of alcohol. Producing a premium quality alcohol. Prepare 5.5 gallons or 21 liters of hot water in a 7.9 gallon fermenter. So a fermenter is basically just, you can use anything to ferment. Let's just be clear. You can use plastic, you can use a glass, you can use, plastic, glass. That's all. I don't know what else you could put into a container. You could use one of them jugs. So, it's telling you to heat it up. It says add 13 pounds of sugar. This is just the water though. So it's going to be like it's not going to have a flavor. They didn't tell you about putting a fruit inside of it. But if you put the fruit inside, then you're going to need a cheesecloth to, get the fruit pieces out, which is just extra work, an extra step if you want flavor. Ensure sugar is fully dissolved before processing. When the sugar solution is 95 degrees or below, add the 24-hour turbo yeast, which is kind of what we did. They say 95 degrees, but we was able to dissolve it in less than that. So don't worry about that. I've done it already, so it'll come out good. You gotta stir well, secure lid firmly onto fermenter, attach an airlock. So basically what I did with the top of the apple juice, where I squeezed the apple juice and the top went up a little bit, I didn't turn it all the way tight. That's considered a airlock. It's constantly pushing air out, but no air is coming in, if that makes sense. Because you don't want air coming into the drink, because it can mess up the whole process. So it says, and leave to ferment at a temperature between 68 and 86 for 24 hours. Fermenting times may vary depending on temperature control. But like I said, you will know that it's done when all the stuff is at the bottom. Then that's when you're going to need another liquid container, a gallon liquid container, so you can pour everything into it. Once you get to the bottom, you do not pour that in. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow when I come back. Let me just give you a quick rundown of the measurements. Hold on, because I had did all the math. For this is a 9-ounce package of yeast. So, hold on. I did the math. So you're going to need like an ounce, 1.6 ounces of this per gallon. So that's about, I did 3 or 4 of these spoons worth. So I have 4.5 more gallons to go, which I'm excited about. So I'm going to do some different flavors. Not all of them are going to be fall flavors, just whatever drinks that I can find that are 100% juice is what I'll be using. I might use a different type of sugar. The best sugar to use is unprocessed sugar. So the white sugar is not even the best sugar to use. The most natural sugar, like, I don't want to say brown sugar, because some people don't know that sugar is naturally brown. Like, some people only know sugar to be white. But that's not even, that's bleach sugar. That's processed sugar. The real sugar is more expensive and it's brown, you know. The brown sugar that people know about from cooking, it got molasses. It's white sugar with molasses. So that's why I look like that. If you get organic brown sugar, then it's brown sugar with molasses. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yo, ain't it so crazy? Everything that's good for you is brown. Let's go. Everything that originates from the dirt is basically brown. If it came, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not white. Like, even the things that the cotton is going to be brown. The cotton, the white cotton it comes out of, The like stalks and stems is brown. Okay, so that's how much yeast you need. 1.5 ounces of yeast. So the gallons. So this makes 5 gallons. If you want to make 5 gallons to 13 pounds of sugar. If you want to make 1 gallon, you're gonna need, hold on, because I didn't do it in a way. I did it in a way where I calculated the sugar that was already in there and then what I needed to add. So if you get the 100% juicy juice, it's 16 servings. Each serving has 27 grams of sugar. So with that being said, then I needed to add 2.5 cups to that gallon to get it to go up to the 14. If I didn't add the 2.5 gallons, then it would be less alcohol percentage in it. It wouldn't be the whole 14. It'll probably be like 5%, 6%, something like that. I don't know. But sugar is important when you're dealing with yeast because that's the fermenting process, you know. So total, I needed 907 is that ounces of 907 ounces or grams? Oh my goodness, I think it's grams. I kind of flew the pooch on that one. I think it's 907 grams of sugar. No. I don't know. Just forget it. Just know you use the gallon, you need to add 2.5 cups of sugar. Okay, just remember that. And then, yep. So 1 cup of sugar is 200 grams. So remember I told you this automatically has like 420 something grams in it. 432 grams, excuse me, I have it written down. The apple juice, the gallon, 100% apple juice. That's fine. Take your time. I'm getting off in like 3 minutes anyway, so probably see you later. The 100% apple juice from Juicy Juice has 432 grams in the gallon of sugar in the gallon. So you're gonna need to add 2.5 cups of sugar. Each cup of sugar equals 200 grams. So if you do the math, you know, it's close to what you absolutely need. I wasn't penny pinching and stuff like that on the sugar or nothing. I mean, the thing about it is it might just have more of a little bit of a bitter taste, but you don't need nothing too sweet anyways. Like, that stuff will make you gain weight. So, just saying. But yeah, that's pretty much the calculations. If you do it with this yeast, you just need 1 pack. You need like what is them? I think they 64 ounces. The smaller 100% juicy juices are like 64 ounces. You pour a little bit out to like that. You know how the Juicy Juice bottle goes like this, right? So as soon as it gets to its widest part from the top, you pour that much out. You add 1 cup of sugar to that. Shake it up. You add 1 pack of this. Shake it up. And you do the top the same way. And you kind of let it cook for like a couple, well, you let it cook until you see it's clear again, because it's going to get foggy. It's going to get real foggy. So whenever you see it get clear, it's done. Hurry up and take it out. Because if you don't take it out, it's going to turn into vinegar. And you don't want that. It's going to be nasty to even drink. Like, it's going to be tough to drink. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me on my live today. Oh yeah, real quick. If you're in prison and you want to make some money and you want to make some hooch, that's what they call it in prison, hooch. So what you would do is you would gather all the fruit that you can get, oranges, cut them up, oranges, apples, cut them all up. Get a bucket of some sort, put the hot water in there. Get all the bread you can get bread, because the bread got yeast. They don't have access to regular yeast in jail or prison. So you get the bread and do it. You need a lot of bread to do it. put it all in there, and break up the bread in little pieces, break up the fruit in little pieces, mush it, then cover it up. Let it sit. Go and make sure you gotta wait for the air to get out. That's the only thing. Like, I don't know exactly how they would do it, as far as what containers they would be using and stuff like that. Hopefully a bucket that they can get from somewhere, with a lid and poke a hole in it or something like that. But I know for a fact that it is water. You can buy sugar from the commissary. You can buy, you can get fruit from your trays, and you can get bread from your trays too. And that's how you would do it. You would mix it all up together, mix it up, and just wait for it to ferment. And then once it's done fermenting, you would drain out the bread, drain out the fruit. And you got you a good old cup of tea, baby. So again, thank you guys so much for joining my live. I really appreciate it. If you could support me and help me get to 500 subscribers, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the likes and the engagement. Shout out to Expat Xavier, and shout out to Lydia. Shout out to Big Banana TV. Shout out to everybody in the chats. I really appreciate you guys for coming. If you can't watch the full video, then right now, or you missed the live, go watch the replay for me, please. This is good for you to know for your own, personal reasons or whatever. I don't know. It's just a good skill to have, to be able to make your own everything from scratch, You can't go wrong. Just saying, you can't go wrong. But yeah, it's about that time. I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys have a blessed day, okay?